life was perfect. I had a beautiful wife and a beautiful family, and things were going great. And this just couldn't be real.
I have been diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. On the outside, people see a happy marriage. I'm an accomplished nurse.
She's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's a wonderful mother.
People see happy children, a stay-at-home mother, but the truth is everything's falling apart.
Claims to have 5 personalities and
Great.
If I don't hurt myself or try to kill myself, then I get to stay. But if I do any of those things, then I have to go.
Yourself.
Do you have any idea what it's like to fight and fight and fight and nobody cares?
Help me.
She introduced herself as Sam.
Yes. Hi.
So nice to meet you.
I haven't met you yet.
I'm Tyler.
She's like the barometer of how all the other alters are feeling.
The biggest difference in voices would be Becky and Miss Ann.
Miss Ann, she can see danger.
I'm feeling like it's time for the girls to spend some time with their mother.
Emily loves her stuffed elephant, loves to color.
I don't want to be away from my mommy. I need my mommy here. I can't have her be away from me.
I know.
Please don't let her go.
She's not gone.
She is usually in a fetal position, crying and scared.
No, I kept getting in trouble. I kept making him so mad.
She was scared of the bad man. She was scared of Becky.
Susie's really one of the most, if not the most damaged alter.
First time I met Susie, I laid my hand on her leg, and she recoiled as though I were a monster.
You didn't do anything wrong. I don't understand why, Mama.
What is dissociative identity disorder or multiple personality disorder? It is a severe and complicated mental illness in which an individual seems to display 2 or more distinct personalities. The personalities, often called alters, operate completely independent of each other and from the individual's main personality, sometimes called the host, in behavior, in thoughts, and in styles. Dissociative identity disorder and frequently report having experienced severe physical and sexual abuse, especially during childhood, is one of the main causes of DID. Alters or various personalities then arise from the roles the child took on during his or her dissociation episode. Inside of the brain with dissociative identity disorder. Effect of chronic stress influences the part of the brain which is accountable for memory storage. Studies show that when an extremely traumatic experience occurs, chemicals in the brain may be released in excessive amounts. Chemicals in the brain: norepinephrine and epinephrine, cortisol, oxytocin, vasopressin. A study made by Purgenet suggested that the emotional impact of trauma prevents the victims into translating the experience into words. Images of brain activity when stimulated by memories of traumatic events show reduced activity in the Broca's area and decreased activity in the right hemisphere of the brain. A person with DID stores these emotional and visual symbols of the traumatic events in a whole separate identity that is as underdeveloped as the traumatic memories themselves. A study by Vermeten, Skamal, Linder, Lowenstein, and Bremer stated that patients with DID have smaller hippocampal volume and smaller amygdalar volume. Symptoms of DID: memory loss of certain time periods, events, and people, mental health problems, sense of being detached from yourself, blurred sense of identity, significant stress or problems in important areas in your life, personality change. The primary treatment for DID is a long-term psychotherapy with the goal of deconstructing the personalities into one. Some drugs may be prescribed to help control the mental health symptoms associated with it. Drugs used in DID patients: antidepressants. These drugs help reduce depression in some dissociative identity disorder patients. Depressants. These drugs diminish hyperactivity of the brain and to prevent seizures. Antipsychotic drugs. These drugs can be used to tranquilize and stabilize the mood. Anxiety drugs. These drugs are used when anxiety is a trigger for dissociative identity disorder behavior. Stimulants. These drugs improve the central nervous system's response.
Solutions. 1. Identify each personality and have each one tell its story, because it will help increase one's ability to identify and express feelings. 2. Without undue encouragement or leading, probe and assess the existence of the various personalities that take control of the client. 3. Identify the key issues that trigger a dissociative state. Explore the feelings and circumstances that trigger the dissociative state. 4. Explore the sources of emotional pain or trauma and feelings of fear, inadequacy, rejection, or abuse. 5. Learn of accepting a connection between one's dissociating and avoidance of facing emotional conflicts issues. 6. Decrease the number and duration of personality changes. Facilitate integration of one's personality by supporting and encouraging one to stay focused on reality rather than escaping through dissociation.